Hello YouTube. This is a short video to touch on progress. As you can see, I have this one set up now. I welded this little bar in there to hold it closed now. From inside you can see here. This helped, as I mentioned in the video before, because of all the welding and the stuff I did along the way, the metal must have heated up and it's split this apart a little bit. These opened up, which meant that my little round pin hole didn't quite line up anymore. They were a little tight. So now they line up quite a bit better actually. If I hold this one, as you can see, I can just push it out with my finger, and it's right back in. And I can easily put the pin in there now, just right through. It gets down. I can do that on both of these now fairly easy. So there's still a little bit of tightness there, which I want, so that's okay. I'm just showing the other. These are going to be the other bracket I'm using for my fork. Now, so what I'm going to do here, as you can see, when I put this one in the vise and I tighten up the vise, I can push the pin right through very easily. But if I don't have it tightened up, again, this one I haven't heated up yet, it opens up just enough, about a 16 to an 8, that the hole don't quite line up, and it gets very tight to go from one to the other. I'm about to weld the pin on this one. I made a hole that goes right through, comes up on the other side. So this one's going to be, there's a left and a right, so this is the right if I'm sitting on the tractor and looking at the FEL arm. So I'm about to weld this one, so I just wanted to show you what I did to straighten it up. I bought one of those little MAP Pro torch, and what I did too, overnight I heat up the inside of the U here. I heat up the whole inside on both sides, and I sat it in the vise for overnight. It did bring it up a little bit, but I think this last step is gonna really do the trick. So I'm gonna over tight it a little bit and then weld my pin, and then that way I should be able to put the pin in and out easy like the other one. And after that, it'll be the big test. I'll set up a tripod here somewhere, and I'll drive the tractor up to the bucket, pick it up, drop it down, do it a couple times just to see how the pins are going in and out. We'll see you again. Bye. The brackets are now completed. I have the pins in. Just to touch base on the pin again, by welding that little pin on the inside here, it gives me, the strength to keep them inward, and then now they're sliding in very good. As you can see, at first I thought, okay, well, I knew that these were going to be too far out, and I thought, oh crap, I'm going to have to grind this, which would have been a lot, like a 1/4 inch, almost would have to cut them. But then I realized, hey, it's protecting the pin, so they're in a little less on the inside. These ones are, this one is in a little bit more on the inside. This is kind of almost flush, and these two are a little bit in. And then again on the outside, they're in, so they'll be protected that way. So I don't really have this slide in and out fairly easy now. As you can see, I have the little 1/2 inch rod that are sticking out both sides. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take I have shorter ones that I had used for my linemen. I'm going to take one of those 1-inch pipe. It's about an 8 wall. I'm going to slide it into the one side, and I'll have to, as the pipe fits there, I'll back up. So what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to take my grinder, I'm going to cut a groove wide enough and cut a slit to the length of this so I can actually put it in there, turn it, and then I'll take that slit and re-weld it on top after. But to put it in there and secure that pipe in place, I'm going to have to give it some sort of opening. By pre-welding these, that creates the problem that I can't put this sort of ahead of time in there. I could have waited and put the pipe in, shove that in there and then into the pipe and then weld it, but I wanted to make sure that when I do weld this pipe on, that I actually have the backhoe, the loader, the bucket on. That way I can take my tractor, pick up the bucket, and then I know for sure that these are, there's a bit of play in here. Like as you can see, I can turn that in quite a bit, and I can turn that one in quite a bit. So I just want to lock them into the bucket and do any adjustment. Right now, my floor slopes towards my garage door, so what I'll do is I'll pick the bucket up, I'll turn the tractor, and bring everything even, level, before I do any of the welding, the final welding for that pipe. And that pipe is going to be a stiffener between the two. I think it's going to help. The unit that you can buy from Kubota has a pipe going through, and I'm assuming that's what it's for. It's a bit of a torsion bar, same thing as this big pipe here for the FEL arm. It's a torsion bar that they kind of act together, and if a little bit more weight's on one side, well, it compensates for the other side. Same idea with these. They're locked in with the FEL arm and the cylinders, but once in a while you do pick up something in the bucket that is a little heavy on one side, so just want to prevent any damage to the new bracket I'm going to do and give them a little bit more of a stiffness. So next video, I'm going to set this on the tripod. I'm picking up the bucket and show you. Okay, bye.